Dissonant Harmony.
I listen to a lot of music that I can't find tabs for. I'm trying to learn more by ear, but I feel like I can't hear well enough. What do I do to fix this?
More ear training.
Yeah, keep doing it.
Yeah. I think part of what they're getting at is, and it's just something I see a lot, is it's very easy to get distracted with other things going on when you're trying to figure out one part.
Yes.
So if it's one thing to have, a guitar intro, but as soon as that's over and the drums are in there, like for me, I love drummers, so I get really distracted with them.
Yep.
So it definitely comes down to being more intentional with what you're focusing in on. There are little tricks you can do to help you hear things. Like, just adjusting the tone on your speakers. Like they'll add more bass if you're listening for root notes or something. But find a foundation. You don't have to figure out everything at once. Yeah. And that's what everyone tries to do.
Yeah.
Right?
So, you find a root of a chord, or you can just listen to it and know the tonality. This is a major chord. This is a minor chord. You can start there.
Yep. And
start small and work your way into it. Just dig a little deeper.
Yeah, I definitely find, if there's going to be something that's going to stand out, right?
Yeah.
So find what that is. It could, maybe you just start with only the rhythm. Like you said, you could find the root notes. That's really good for figuring out the chords. Maybe you figure out the high note of the chord first. Because those tend to stand out pretty well.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, you're probably not going to start with more of the mid-frequency notes because those are just more of a pain in the ass to kind of decipher.
Yeah.
You hear low and high, and then it's kind of filler, right?
Yeah.
So definitely pay attention to what you're doing. But in general, I think ear training is super overlooked.
Yep, absolutely.
A lot of times people kind of stop when they think they're ear training when they're only improvising and stuff, which helps for sure, or figuring things out by ear.
Yeah.
But I would definitely recommend at least getting comfortable with interval training, where then intervals being the distance between two notes. If you can tell start small. And there's a great website, musictheory.net, which has trainers on there that literally give you the grade right after you push the button, if it was, and so you can customize it, make it a really easy start. So unison, same note twice. That's pretty obvious.
Yep.
Octave, same note, but higher. And you can control if it's ascending or descending and all that stuff. But start with that, and then maybe like perfect fourth and fifth. And then that way you have sort of like the same note, the high note, and the middle ground, and then it gets easier to kind of fill in those. But that's huge because when you hear a certain interval, then you know exactly what it is. So if you hear, that you hear something that sounds like Jaws, they went up one half step or one fret, so there's always like something you can relate it to. It could be something like that where it's super obvious, like a song that's burned into everyone's mind, or it could just be a song you like.
Yes.
Like for major seconds, for example, I always thought of Metropolis Part 1 from Dream Theater because I listened to it too much, and it starts off with that that first, or that, the first to the second chord is the major second. So relate it to whatever, but take it, dissect it more, and of course you can always use software to slow things down too if that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just use YouTube and play it slower, whatever.
Yep, you can do that for sure. The one thing to take away from this for sure is definitely don't stop trying to do that. Keep listening, keep trying to figure it out. And if you don't figure it out right, listen to it again, and if your chord voicings are a little off and you come back and you find the tab for it later, try to analyze, well, why did I hear it this way when it was played this way? And a lot of times you'll find things where like those middle notes are just in different spots, or I was playing a minor chord instead of like a minor 7 or something that I was missing there, where the 7 was in the middle and not voices the high.
Yeah.
Dissonant Harmony.